What's up, guys? Today we're checking out the Tsprof Alpha Stones. They sent me these a couple weeks ago, and now that I've sharpened several knives with these stones, I'm ready to give you my first impressions and go over some of the results. So these are 6x1 inch resin bonded diamond stones. They come as a set of 7. You have 100 up to 9,000 grit. Now these are a little bit different than the ones that I've been using for a while, which are these double-sided BEAVER CBN stones. With these, I only need the F100, the F240, and the F400 to do like 90% of my edges, as opposed to like these are the original metallic bonded diamond stones that you get with the Tsprof if you buy it as a set, unless you get some kind of upgraded set. It's also similar to something like the KAPTON stones. This is the Start series. I tried these out. I have this whole set. Wasn't a big fan of these Start series stones up until these Tsprof Alpha stones. The veneers are by far my favorite. I've just gotten the best results. I'm used to these. It's a little bit different using the stones with the backer on it. Now there's some pros and cons in my experience. The pros are kind of massive. They lock into your stone holder much nicer than the flat ends. Now if you have the upgraded, I'll show you. Now, if you have the upgraded stone holder piece, you have a much better spot to place these stones with the flat backs. So, flip that around. So you have a lot more contact, and then you just tighten up the end one, and it holds it in there nicely. So that works like that. And then when you have the aluminum backer on here, you use the smaller side, and this slides into the little slot right there. Pull back on that. That locks these in place very nicely. Keeps them in place. It is going to change your angle compared to the thicker ones, but the Tsprof has the stone thickness compensator, so you use that, and there's not much of a difference. So when using these, found that the F100 is a great reprofiling stone, very coarse, cuts very fast. Maxamet can still be a pain in the ass if you have a lot of reprofiling to do, but I got through it without any problems with this. I use generic mineral oil on these. I put a drop or two spread around when sharpening. That keeps these from getting loaded up with the steel particles, keeps them cutting efficiently and smoothly. The feedback on these stones is very nice. Pretty smooth. Obviously with the coarser stones, you're going to get a little bit more of that grinding feeling, but as you go up to the higher grits, they are very smooth, and you can get some very sharp edges with these. So with the Maxamet, I took this one up to the 3,000 grit, and then I stropped it by hand with basswood and KANGAROO. I use 4 micron stroppy stuff and 1 micron gunny juice on both the basswood and the KANGAROO. And all of these edges I strop the same way, and they are all hair whittling. I'll get you some footage of that.
Thank you, Lee. Yep. All right, man. Have a good day.
Take it easy. Safe trip.
Yep, thanks.
Yep. How you doing today? For a little bit. And I'm like, well. I mean, he tried to teach me a long time ago. Now, I can make the ready-to-use serum and all, but I can't make the flavor. I tried, and I was too worried about other things. Hey, Roger.
This one turned out absolutely beautiful. I took this up to the 9,000 grit and did my same stropping process, but this is just beautiful edge. Looks great on this knife. This is 17 degrees per side. That's as low as I would recommend going on the 940 because of how short the blade grind is from the spine to the apex. I wouldn't recommend going much lower than that because then the bevel gets crazy big and it looks very disproportionate, but 17 degree per side edge can look very nice. And then for this Manix, I did, I believe, 16 degrees per side. They're 16 or 15 and a half, somewhere around there. Don't want to go quite as low as I go on the 15V or some of the harder steels. But as long as you're not using this for anything too heavy duty, you're just cutting cardboard and shit like that, you're not going to be chipping this edge at 15 degrees per side or 14 degrees per side. So shouldn't have any problems, and you get the benefit of that lowered cutting resistance when you lay that edge back. And it also makes it a lot easier to feel your angle when you're stropping by hand. So we have that there. And then right here we have the Kershaw bare knuckle. This is my first time checking this knife out. Put a nice edge on this one. This one's more of a semi-polished edge because with it being 14C28N, I didn't want it to slick out. I'm not sure you know, really how long a mirror edge can keep its, you know, aggression and keen sharpness on 14C28N. From my experience, I never got it to hold an edge, you know, super long. So I didn't go crazy with the polishing, but still looks nice. And this blade gets pretty thin behind the edge. I think I took this one down to, you know, 16 or 15 degrees per side. And as you can see, that edge bevel is still pretty small looking. So this blade thins out pretty good. But yeah, my first impressions with these has been very good. I sharpened a couple of my knives before I sharpened the customer's knives. I wanted to get a feel for these, make sure I wasn't gonna fuck anything up. So before I sharpened these, let's see if I have one of the knives of mine that I sharpened. Here's one of mine that I sharpened with this. This is actually the first knife that I sharpened with these stones. It's my Spydiechef. I've had this for maybe like 6 years or something. Use this thing all the time. Did a semi-polished edge on this, you know, pretty quick. This thing is stupid sharp. Just cut up some celery last night, and you know, this thing is just a joy to use. I love using this in the kitchen. I don't have a nice set of kitchen knives, so I use the shit out of the Spydiechef. But yeah, my first impressions are great. The results that I'm getting, super sharp, just as sharp as I've been getting with my Veneve CBN stones. Maybe even a hair sharper. You know, all three of these hair whittled, basically off the stones before I even touched the strap. Sometimes with the Veneve CBN stones, I have to, you know, strop them before they will be hair whittling. That was not the case with these. So nothing against the Veneves. I've been swearing by Veneves for years now. I absolutely love Veneves, and I still think this is your best value because you only need these two double-sided stones and you can do everything you need to do. You're gonna save yourself a lot of money. But if you have the money to spend and you want a full set, this Tsprof Alpha Series is definitely a good way to go. They're my favorite stones so far, I'd say. I think I can pretty confidently say that I do like these over the Veneves. However, I'm only 5 knives in so far with these, so you know, take that with a grain of salt. But these are very nice, very nice quality. The anodizing is really nice, really strong. I don't think the anodizing is going to scratch up or come off very easily. The quality of the resin and the diamond stones themselves is very good. They don't, you know, chip up or fall apart very easily. The quality is definitely there. I mean, these are top of the line stones for sure. And, you know, Tsprof did send these out to me to test and evaluate. And they also hooked me up with a discount code. I might have to finish setting that up, but I'll get that done and I'll make sure I put the discount code in the description. So if you guys do happen to pick these up and you want to save some money, you can use that code, and that will give me like I think like a 5% or 7%, something like that kickback. That helps out the channel and helps, you know, incentivize me to keep putting in the time to do more videos. So yeah, I think that's gonna be it for this video. This is more so my initial impressions of these. which has been really good. I've been very impressed, very happy with these. I'm very thankful that Tsprof thought of me to send these out to me. I've been trying to work with them for a while. I sent them a message several years back and didn't get a response, and you know, the other month they finally reached out to me, and that was really exciting. So I'm glad to you know, finally have some sort of collaboration going with them that will definitely be helpful for the you know, continuation and the progress of this channel. So I know a lot of you guys come for the sharpening stuff, so that's a passion we share, and it is definitely cool to be able to bring this new stuff to you guys and tell you what I think about it. So I'm gonna probably do some sharpening videos with these stones. I may do that in a live format because storage and stuff, videos take up a lot of space. That is a little bit of an issue I have. But yeah, so that's gonna do it for this one, guys. Thanks for watching. I love you guys. Jesus loves you. Stay tuned, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.